Hey guys, it's Eric.
It's Tim.
And we are D&E Miniature and Board Games. Tonight we sat down, we played World War Z the game.
Not the real World War Z though. We would have lost.
Lost bad. Now this is a game that came out right after the movie did. It's supposed to be kind of based on, fighting zombie hordes, and not really. It's kind of loose on the movie. I think they just sold it with the name.
I think about the only thing that's accurate
Is
between the movie and outside the name, the increase of your hordes in each continent
And how fast they increase.
Yeah, because it goes from everything's okay to oh
crap.
God, it's a freaking nightmare.
Oh God, we're gonna die.
Yeah.
For those of you who have watched our reviews before, we score on 1 through 5, 3 being average, nothing great, nothing horrible, just an average game. 5 being outstanding, and a 1 being a steaming pile of cow dung. Sucks, yeah.
I was just trying to change things up.
We do score 5 categories: graphics and artwork, rulebook, components, replayability, and fun. Tim, you always start us out with the graphics and artwork, so I'll let you roll with that.
Nothing spectacular. They used frames from the movie for some of the cards. I didn't think it was over the top. I didn't think it was completely horrible. I thought it was right where it should be. It's what you would expect from a game of this caliber, something that you can break out, knock out. We did 2 games and inside 30 minutes.
Yeah, it goes fast.
Yeah, it goes fast. So I gave it a 3.
Well, the pictures that they used from the movie was the only thing that really pushed me up to the 4. It was just a hair above average because of that. The map is just real basic. I mean, it's even more basic than a basic Risk map. It does give you some detail with like rivers and stuff like that, but for this game, like, that really matters. Like I said, the only thing that really pushed me up was the stills from the movie, and that's what gave me a 4 with the graphics and artwork.
That all goes back to licensing too. So
yeah. Rulebook. I gave the rulebook a 4. We were able to sit down, and it's only 5 pages, folks. It's a 5-page rulebook for this game. We were able to sit down, and within about 10 minutes,
we
completely understand and play the game. I won't say that it was completely one of the best things I ever saw, but it was better than average. We were able to catch on to the game, play it real easily, and understand it. Now, neither one of us turned into the zombie player because we lost all our combat cards.
We didn't see how fun that could have been.
Yeah. But yeah, I gave it a 4.
I gave it a 3. That's what a rule book's supposed to do. Quick to the point, easy to navigate, easy to find stuff, easy to understand. I mean, it does what rule books are supposed to do. So I can't, outside the thing, walking me through every step of my play.
Components. I was torn on this one a little bit. I almost went lower than I did actually give it, but I gave it a 3. The cardstock's not really great. It's not really a glossy photo type for the stills. The map is just, the board is just a basic hard board. And, your tokens and stuff, you've got 4 of these for your player token.
Kind of makes me feel like I'm playing Sorry.
Yeah. So I just gave components a 3. I wasn't completely depressed with it, but I wasn't like jumping up and down like the old 1980s Toyota jump,
I actually gave it a 2. I'm gonna say though that I like the cards. I like the card stock. I think they're good. You can actually put a bend on them to shuffle them if you wanted to do it kind of playing card style. It would take a while for you to really destroy these cards with that. The reason why I gave components a 2 is you've got a lot of combat cards and a lot of threat escalation cards, but the combat cards do not in any way guarantee you an ability to win or even be able to cope with the incoming threat escalation. There just wasn't a variety of cards, especially for the players to combat the hordes out there, because as those of you who have watched, me and Dice just don't get along, and having to roll these frickin' things, especially in some cases on a goddamn 12-sided die against a 6, well, guess what? If I needed a 5, I'd get a 2, and they'd get 12. And it was just really difficult. Now, if I had boosts, there was one card that I had that gave me an automatic 5 plus whatever I rolled. That was the only way that I freaking coped. And that card is 1 out of, 25?
Replayability. Even after scoring it, I'm still sitting here thinking I scored it too high. So I'm going to do something I never do. My score is actually changing right now. My replayability on this is a 2. I do not see a high amount of replayability on this game, simply because it's like when we went through the weapons and tactics, there aren't that many different weapons and tactics. You have a handful of rolls, like I think 7. You have 7 rolls, 6 rolls.
And those are the rolls are the people characters that you are. Yeah, the people you are playing. The
threat escalation, what do we see? Maybe 8, 9 different cards. They're pretty much all about the same. Replayability on this, I give it a 2. I don't think this has a high replayability. I think that with the lack of cards and differences, I think you're going to get bored of this relatively fast.
While I can agree with that to a certain extent, I actually gave it a 4. Reason being, we played 2 games, and those games were damn near complete opposites of each other. Same cards, different, we drew different rolls in each game, but the first one, we could not keep the hordes from going, they max out at 4. We couldn't keep them from going 4. And then the second game, we annihilated enough to win by 1. And a win's a win. We lost by 4 in the first one, won by 1 on the second one. I think for people who like, chance and strategy type games, this is going to have a high replayability. There's too many scenarios to bump through.
You know what, though? I got to disagree with you on something.
I don't care if you disagree with me or not.
I know. What I got to disagree with, I think that the reason we did better on that second game is we understood the tactics more. We understood you had to go after the 3s and 4s. And we kept them down. Through the first 3 or 4 rounds, we kept it down. Where the first game, we were really just trying to figure out, we didn't even really know. We didn't really get to the point of what actually won with the first game until we were done with it. I'm going to stay with a 2. You're going to go with a 4. It's not like we haven't disagreed on scores before to the extreme. I gave it a 3 on fun. It's just average. It's something that, yeah, once in a while when we need something just to play, we'll pull it out. You know, when we got like 30 minutes that we just want to play something real fast. Most of the time, it's just going to take up a space on my bookshelf. I gave it a 3.
I went with a 4 on the fun factor. It's I don't know, any kind of extinction scenario is going to pique my interest. The desire to win after taking such a bad beat always kind of piques my interest. So I gave it a 4 just because of the fact that it does make me want, like, you know, after we got our butts kicked the first time, I was like, I want to try again and see if we can do, you know, shuffle the cards 4 times instead of 3, you know, try something.
I think we realized, though, after we looked at all the cards after that second game, there just isn't a lot of variety.
There is no amount of shuffling that's going to make those cards come out any better.
I mean, you've got the crowbar and the Lobo for weapons. That's really it. You got the baseball bat, but like you even saw that it's not that great.
Yeah, I mean, there's always a downfall to every good thing. Maybe that was the intent of the game. I don't know for sure. But I can see there being, you know, maybe not loads of fun, but I think it's a little above average, because I think
I would
if you get into it, though, like I said, if you get into it, I think you're gonna find that desire. You've got this yearning to try it again and try and win.
Well, you know, I think, though, I would like to see how it plays with more than 2 people.
That would be
3 or 4 people. Though you get less rounds, can you imagine the threat escalation?
But not only that, but just imagine the way that the cards, your combat cards, are going to come out. You know, if everybody wins just 1, instead of trying to eradicate it, just take it down by 1, get you that combat card,
yeah,
and then move on to the next one. You know, next round, just to see if by the end of it everybody's got stacked enough to where they can roll into a threat level 4
and
just go, yeah, and wreck things.
But anyways, guys, that's our review for World War Z, the game.
Yep, University Games.
Look for it in your clearance aisles, because that's where I found mine.
Not, you know, in my opinion, not too bad of a game.
So our total score was a 3.2. It's just a cut above average, but it's average.
It's average.
It's just an average game.
This is yet another.
This is our rainy Saturday afternoon style
once
game.
Again, that's what I was going to say. Is exactly what I was going to say. This is another game that you can break out on a day where you got to stay inside because the zombie hordes are outside, and you know, try and come up with a strategy of how to survive. I'm sorry, I just went a little far on that one.
You're alright. But anyways, guys, remember, support your local gaming. We support Discover Games in Fayetteville, Georgia, across from the Pavilion next to Harbor Freight Tools. Yes, I got it. And like we said, World War Z, the game, overall score 3.2. As always, guys, game on.
Game on, folks.